Uh, Good morning. Uh, Myself, Devananda Atmaram Meshram, and today I'm going to deliver a lecture on CPU scheduling. That is, the we say that it is micro teaching. So, on the basis of micro teaching, uh, I would like to discuss here the CPU scheduling. As we know that the CPU scheduling having number of algorithms like first come, first serve, then round robin, shortage of first, etc., etc. But before going through it, we would like to discuss about the basic terminology of CPU scheduling. In every scheduling, have to be used the arrival time. Arrival time. And what is the arrival time? The time when the process is arrived into the ready state. Ready state is called as arrival time. Okay, as we know that the arrival time means we say here the time when the process is arrived into the ready state is called as arrival time. Again, we know that it is the burst time. Burst time. Here we say that the time required by the process for its execution is called as burst time. Now, one more terminology we required, completion time. Okay, completion time. Now, as we know that the time when the process is completed, eh, its execution is called as completion time. Again, we know that we know that uh, one more terminology is turn around time. And this time, the time difference between completion time and arrival time is known as turnaround time. So as we know that we have to write down the formula, that is TAT is equals to completion time minus arrival time. As you know that this is nothing but we have to discuss about the CPU scheduling, that is CPU scheduling, and this CPU scheduling having number of algorithms, and uh, it has number of algorithms. First is first come first serve algorithm, that is FCFS. Second is, we have to say that here. Second is shortest job first. Third is round robin. Okay, so here we say that that is R, that is SJF. Okay, so here we have to discuss about the first come first serve. Okay, so here to use this first come first serve basis, we require a problem, that is the number of processes are given, and according to that number of processes, arrival time is given and burst time is given. Then we need to calculate the completion time, arrival completion time, turnaround time, as well as average turnaround time and average waiting time for each process. So say that here process number, then say that arrival time of the process, first time of the process, and we have to calculate completion time, then turnaround time and waiting time. For this process number one, having arrived at 0 unit of time, and it has 4 unit of burst time. Process 2 arrived at 1 unit of time and 3 unit of burst time. Process 3 arrived at 2 unit of time and having 1 unit of burst time. Process 4 arrived at 3 unit of time and having 2 unit of burst time. Also process 5 arrived at 4 unit of time and 5 unit of burst time. From this chart, we have to calculate the completion time, turnaround time, waiting time, as well as average turnaround time and average waiting time. To utilize this, we required a Gantt chart. Okay, and that Gantt chart is nothing but the graphical representation. That Gantt chart is nothing but the graphical representation of each processes. Okay, so when we use this Gantt chart, every processes have to be started at 0 unit of time. Every process have to be started at 0 unit of time. Now, this process is arrived at 0 unit of time, and we have to say that the process number 1, that is first come first serve. So we say that here process P0, the process P1, instead of 0 we have to say that process number 1 2 3 4 5. So process P1 is arrived at 0 unit of time and it has 4 unit of burst time. Okay, so this process is executed up to the 4 unit of burst time. Is executed up to the 4 unit of burst time. Okay, so we say that here is the 4 unit of burst time. Okay, now the process 2 is arrived at 1 unit of time, but my current position of the CPU is at 4th unit. Therefore, the process P2 is also going to be executed. Okay, so we say that here process P2 is going to be executed and it has 3 unit of burst time. So therefore, the process P2 have to be executed up to the 3 unit of burst time. So we say that here the total amount of this process have to be executed up to the 7th unit. Okay, so can we say that here instead of this one, we would like to use the process have to be considered the 0 unit of time then this process have to be used the 4 unit of time, and this process P2 have to be completed up to the 7 unit of time. Again, process P3 is arrived at 2 unit of time, and therefore we have to consider here the process P3 is going to be executed, and it has a 1 unit of burst time. Therefore, this process is completed up to the 8 unit of time. Okay, so this process is completed up to the 8 unit of time. Okay, again, process P3 also arrived at 3 unit of time, but my CPU is at 8 unit of time. Therefore, process P4 is arrived and it has to be completed up to the 10 unit of time. Okay, because this process have been executed up to the first time. Therefore, this process have to be completed up to the 10 unit of time. Later on, the process P5 is used and have to be executed by the processor, and it has completed up to the 5 unit of time, and we say that total completion time is 15. Therefore, according to this Gantt chart, we have executed each and every processes based on first come, first serve. Okay, so this will consider as the first come, first serve algorithm. Okay, and calculate completion time, turnaround time, and waiting time of each process. Okay. Okay. So here the completion time of process P1 is 4. Completion time of process P1 is 4. Completion time of process P2 is 7. Completion time of process P3 is 8. Completion time of process P4 is 10. And completion time of process P5 is 15. Okay, so according to this, we know the formula, that is turnaround time, that completion time minus turnaround time. So we have to calculate the turnaround time of process P1. So it is 0. Sorry, it is completion time minus arrival time. So it is 4. Then 7 minus 1, it is 6. 8 minus 2, it is 6. Then 10 minus 3, it is 7. And 15 minus 4, it is 11. Also, we have to use the waiting time of the process. Okay, we have to consider the waiting time of the process. So waiting time means we have to calculate the turnaround time minus burst time. So turnaround time minus burst time for the process P1 is 4 minus 4 equals to 0 waiting time. Then for process P2 is 3 waiting time. For process P3 is considered as 5 waiting time. Process P4 is considered as 7 minus 2 is equals to 5 waiting time, and process P5 is considered as 11 minus 5 is equal to 6. As we know that we have to calculate the average waiting time as well as average turnaround time. Therefore, we have to consider the all or the addition of turnaround time, that is 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 11. So we have to say that 4 plus 6, 7, 7 4 plus 6, 10, plus 6, 16, plus 7 is 23, 24, and 34. So we have a 34 divided by 5 processes. Again, as the average waiting time, we say that 0 plus 3 plus 5, 8 plus 5, 6. 3 plus 5, 8, 5, 13, 13 plus 6, 19. 19 by 5. In such a way that we have to consider as a micro teaching of first come, first serve examples. Okay. Next example is shortage of first round robin. We will discuss in later session. Thank you.